Daniel Jones led the Giants back from 18 down at halftime to win, tied for the second largest comeback by a quarterback in his debut since the merger, the largest since John Kitna in 1997 with the Seahawks. And you know what? On behalf of all members of the media, let me be the first to offer an apology to the New York Giants for Daniel Jones. Even though I didn't know much about him, I'd watch him. And usually on a Thursday night, you would see him play. And I thought that he was okay. You know, the only reason why I went not all in on him was Jay Billis coached him in basketball and said he is very athletic, tough. I think he broke his right arm and he played left-handed, and he was one of the best players out there. Like, Billis was helping me understand how good Daniel, like the person, the kid that he is. And we saw that yesterday. He was athletic, made some plays, but if it wasn't for, delay of game penalty and you move the kicker back, Tampa may win that game. And then what are we talking about there? I'd like to know how many people said the Giants made the right choice of Daniel Jones at 6, because I said if you could get him at 17, then I get somebody who helps me this year, and that was my point with it. Because I don't think there was another team that was interested in Daniel Jones. Although the Giants said there were a couple of teams. From what I did, from the source I had, that's not true. And the GM said, the Redskins were. And I was told by my source the Redskins were interested in Haskins, not Daniel Jones. Yeah, Paul.
I went back this morning, looked for about a half an hour in all the 2019 draft grades, and everyone kind of dinged the New York Giants for not so much that they took Daniel Jones. People were kind of ambivalent about him. It's like, we didn't know enough. We don't know that much. But they were more of the criticism was taking him that high when they thought they could have got him later in that draft with the Odell Beckham pick.
If he played in the SEC, he played at Duke. If he played, let's say he played at Georgia, or he played in the Big Ten or the Pac, we might have thought more of him. We do this with draft picks. If you're a quarterback who's not taken in the first round, somehow we still look at you like you have to prove yourself. Dak Prescott is, the next version of Russell Wilson. Russ wasn't drafted in the first round. Dak wasn't drafted in the first round. So we look at those guys as unfinished products. Like, they're not as good as the first round picks. Well, they are. And Troy Aikman was with his first hour, and he said, look, this kid is wonderful. He's everything you want in a franchise quarterback. He would not hesitate for a second to give him that big contract. He might want to get that big contract prior to the visit to New Orleans this next weekend. Yeah, Paulie.
Daniel Jones at Duke, his last 2 years, he threw 14 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 22 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Those are like average to below average quarterback stats in college football.
Yeah, that's why the Giants can't go, why you guys keep criticizing this draft pick? Well, what did we see? We didn't see anything. Even when he was in a bowl game, like I didn't see anything. I can see sort of, the outline of a franchise quarterback. But I thought maybe I'm getting an athletic Eli Manning in there. Okay. All right. Got a guy that you can put in for 10 years. And he played well yesterday. He didn't let the moment get too big for him. I thought he was going to start this next weekend against Washington, a home game. Against Tampa, and they dialed up everything they could dial up there. But if that kicker makes that kick, okay, it's a nice debut, but he lost. And I think that what the Giants want to do is, hey, we're not going anywhere, but come on out and see Daniel Jones. He's our future. And the only thing that could backfire is if you show up and you watch a guy and he doesn't play well and you say, that's our future, the Giants never should have brought Eli Manning back. In this NFL, if you draft a quarterback in the top 10, he's starting for you. And they shouldn't have brought Eli back. So I can credit and I can criticize here. But I did like what I saw from him. He did what you want a franchise quarterback to do. And he looked very comfortable back there.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.